like you won't get through this. I know it feels like you might not make it back. I know it feels like there's nothing else to lose. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's not. Maybe it's time to be decisively defeated. Maybe it's time to be decisively defeated. And just fall into the arms of grace. And just fall into the arms of grace. Nowhere to go but down. Nowhere to go but deeper. Nowhere to go but down. Nowhere to go but deeper down. And just fall. Nowhere to go but down. Fall into the arms of grace. Nowhere to go but and just fall. Nowhere to go but fall into the arms of grace. Nowhere to go This is the place where we are reaching. This is the place where we are reaching. By a mystery, 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 by a mystery.
When I remember to bow, complexity fades into a background noise. All simply is. There is only God left, God and its glorious isness, kneeling, enraptured in a self-reflective awe. No juggling or judging, no compulsion left towards an overextension. All the endless running hither and yon quiets. Striving is permitted to continue or to cease. Just beneath that crest and trough is an ocean at rest. I am that ocean, abiding in you, and you in me. Dissolve with me, beloved. Last fall, I played around with being a polar bear cold water plunger. Been considering doing it again. I have loved ones in this cold climate that go out on New Year's and do a midnight plunge. I want to do it with them real bad. It's going to take some training, though. As I descended in my towel down the hill towards the chosen pond, everything inside my head was a cacophonous no, 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 no. The heart in its wisdom, the loving aspect I opt to know as me, took my mind up in its arms parentally. We are going in that water, I repeated to her, to the one screaming and attempting to negotiate with me. Thinking won't get you out of this. Your best bet is less thinking, more doing. Less whining, more doing. I repeated this incessantly as I careened my way into the liquid ice. It is not an unkindness that was leading this charge. In fact, when my adrenal glands or health condition signal that cold water is contraindicated, none could convince me to go in. When it works, it works. We can decipher this difference if we are willing to truly listen. The wet climb back up the hill was a shivery party. The same mind that profusely objected to what was happening instantly became the most proud and exhilarated of the inner bunch. You're a goofball, I told her. Trust me more next time, I said. After about 2 weeks of doing these, again only on the days that guidance gave it the green light, and not on days that I was weak in ways a cold exposure would be truly hurtful to me. After about 2 weeks, it was this mind of mine, so initially resistant though she had been, who began gently reminding me, hey, it's time for a plunge. She had become devoted to what serves. This is how we tame the mind.
We're like a tuning orchestra. Okay. Yeah.
Lift thine eyes, oh, lift thine eyes
To
the mountains, whence cometh help.
Thy help come.
Thy help cometh from the Lord, the Maker of heaven and earth. He has said, thy foot shall not be moved.
Thy people shall never
Thy people shall never slumber. Never shall never slumber. Shall never slumber. Lift thine eyes, oh, lift thine eyes to the mountains, whence cometh help, whence cometh help. My godmama, who I endearingly call Mama Hen, to which she responds, Kitten. We were on the phone yesterday. She lives in Washington, D.C., and she was reporting to me on her observations of what it's like there right now. And we touched on this feeling that many are having now, that we are increasingly becoming the Germans that we were raised to condemn for having stood by as people en masse were slaughtered. She spoke to a guilt that she feels around that, around a non-action in the face of horror. And that this feeling is profound, and that she finds others increasingly experiencing it alongside her. And I want to speak to that today. The question that comes up in me when I hear this, and I see it too, I know it around me as well, those around me as well, increasingly feeling plagued with feeling like they're not doing enough to set straight what is now a careening political environment that is having dramatic effect on ultimately all of us, and in particular, horrifically, some of us. What is it to not act in the face of that? I've put my body on the line for such injustices multiple times now, in various forms of activism, and I look back on those moments, and had I been put in jail, which I was, but had I been put in jail for long periods of time over my effort to stop traffic, so to speak, stop the goings-on in that lubed-up, smooth way that they do, would that have truly been my best way to serve? Do I get the merit badge that says, good girl, for that? I would say that there's a wisdom in getting in the street when it can truly serve, when it's time, when the zeitgeist is there. It can also not serve. It depends on the moment in history. Does it serve for a father to stand up to Caesar as Caesar walks by and say, you're a tyrant ass? He'd be struck down, never to return to his family, who needs him to help support them. And Caesar walks on, entirely undeterred. There's a time and a place for standing up and to let go of the burden of superiority over others, to humbly go about taking good care of ourselves and of those around us that we can find the means to be okay when we can't. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give our community, our families, is just simply taking really good care of ourselves so they can be assured, she's good to go. She over there, she's good to go. She's one less element to have to consider for. That is such a gift. That's how the birds do it. They don't carry each other. They fly together in coordination, in collaboration. They don't expect of one another to carry each other. And when somebody needs help, they help if they can. It doesn't mean we can't help each other. It just means that, to seek a savior outside of ourselves, to actually seek certain things done and attended to via an outside source is weakening us. It makes us dysfunctional. And we put off claiming our power inside. These are things for us to consider like never before in this time. It's actually really critical. And if we don't, then the world will have its way with us, whatever that is. I heard the term spiritual prepper the other day coming out of a spiritual leader's mouth, and I said, yeah, let's be spiritually preparing ourselves for when things around us get hard, that we know how to live in a heavenly identification with the spirit, with that element in us that is untouchable by the world, by anyone or anything, that simply rests safely in the arms of what I call God, the spirit of usness that is not subject to the swings, the tides, the seasons, the senses. It's not subject to any of that. We can source our energy from there. I've gotten about 5 hours of sleep or 6 hours of sleep in the last couple of days. And I'm practicing this. I'm sourcing my energy from this non-local, non-3D dimensionality. And it works. I just have to remember to plug into it. That's all I have to do. I don't have to do anything else. And I can find in myself resources that I fundamentally don't have as a human going on right now. It's alchemy. Alchemy is a real thing. Let us look for where we limit ourselves with our beliefs. Oh, I'm so tired because I didn't get any sleep last night, because I stayed up late, or my body wouldn't let me rest. Whatever it is, these kind of things, these are limits that we place. I can't possibly breathe because my place is super cluttered, and I would have to get all that figured out, but I don't have the bandwidth, so I can't breathe free because it's just, look at all this clutter. That is self-limiting, and we make it real, and we don't have to. We don't have to. It's such an incredibly merciful truth. I'm so happy to be a participator, an explorer, an adventurer of that truth. As dramatic as this sounds, I really have it that exploration of our limitlessness amidst our limits in this life, that is what can save human freedom and sovereignty. It is key for us to claim our sovereignty if we are to preserve it. What keeps us from cultivating the inner Eden? The inner sanctum. A lot of times, I'm cooking gruel here, if you hear the bubbles in the background. I like doing these recordings while I live, because love is here to be lived, not just talked about. I'm making gruel for our community, and it feels so good. Hopefully it's as yummy as it's fun to make. This inner sanctum, how in the world do we inspire ourselves to cultivate it, and why don't we? And so much of that is because we don't recognize that we're not alone in that Eden. I have it that a lot of the time it's not worth it to us because we're feeling alone in that. Well, then I'll just be alone in there. What's the point of that? I want to connect. I want to feel cozy and communal, and that's just inside. And that's where my dark underbelly secrets live, not an Eden. What Eden? And I'm saying it can be an Eden. And the reality is that the idea that we're alone in there is illusory. And we realize that when we finally walk past the gate and enter that space. It's an allness space, and it's an us space. It's not a solo, alone realm. It's full of endless interconnectedness, and it's a portal to everyone. And everyone feels it when we finally enter that garden inside. Everyone starts to resonate with the recognition, oof, that person is a garden. They've become a garden, and we can all eat the fruit of that garden. It's apparent. So let's provide for our communities and be a magnet of energy where they can come, a wellspring where they can come and remember their own inner gardens and thrive, not alone, in solitude when it's desired, in an idea or a feeling of solitude, sure, when we want it, although ultimately forever together in a way that just is and doesn't have to be worked at. I am 1,000% certain that I could hold you securely, swaddle you in soul long enough, however long it took. A moment, fleeting like the desires of a cat. An hour, 1,000 years, 1,000,000. It doesn't matter to me. I am confident that I could hold you as long as it took to help the forlorn in you, that incessant grip. Let go. Let go into an ease to where you become so full of a shimmering somatic understanding of your essential worthiness, that you become like a curious child, ready to go and romp, explore some more the great mystery. What is time to the soul in us? This now is an eternity in and of itself, and I'm comfortable here. So what is time to that? What is the energy that would take when I am energy itself, vibrating in a constant dynamic flux all through you? You will let go of your sword. You'll need it no longer. You'll have nothing to strike at anymore. Your sword, your phallus, your sharp word. What are these when you feel at home, restful, sure of the abundance of love that is not only here for you, but that you always have been and always are? Instead of going violent, come and allow me to hold you as long as it takes. I'm here for it. I'm made for it. I'm yours.